Hello, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic, and I'm going to do another crafty chat with you while I make a dinosaur card. You can see here I am using a collection from Uniquely Creative, and I have to say I would never have bought this collection. It was part of the advent calendar that I got this year. I do love it. I like some of the background colours, but I don't have any children in my life, so dinosaurs are not really for me. But my friend's grandson is turning 6, so I'm making a little card for him, and he does love dinosaurs. So I'm not going to talk you through the card make. I will put some notes in the description below on step-by-step process of what I do, as well as a supply list of everything I use as well. But instead we are going to have a crafty chat. So I got some good feedback from the video that I did last week, so I thought I'd do something very similar this week. So again, give me a thumbs up if it's something you like. If it's not, I won't be offended, just let me know and we can go back to doing a bit of a process outline. So I wanted to give you an update from last week. Last week we talked a bit more about me getting my mojo back, and that was by spending a bit more time in my room organising, and I did heaps of card videos. These are some of the ones that I did back in July that I did record and never got around to editing at the same time. So you'll probably be able to tell, you'll see a lot of my nail colour is the same in a lot of videos I'm going to show you throughout August, my black nails. So that's always a bit of a tell. My nail colours are normally on for a couple of weeks, so you'll be able to kind of sense how crafty I've been during that period and how much videos I got out of one nail colour. On that note, my daughter's recently qualified as a beauty technician. She's finished a beauty therapy course, and apart from that, I don't even know why I've mentioned that, to be honest, because nails wasn't part of that course. She did a separate course privately on nails, so she's also a nail technician. So I've been benefiting from that. These are acrylics, and she does SNS and gels and all kinds of things. So I've been very fortunate that I've been a little bit of a guinea pig for her for the nails, but also for the beauty therapy as well. Last year when she started that, it was great. I was able to take some time off and be a model and get facials and massage and eyebrow waxing, tinting, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of missing that now. That's all finished and done with. But that's just a little side note on my nails. So that's what we spoke about last time. I finished it pretty quickly last time. I've got to try and get a sense of timing with these videos, I think, because I kind of run short very quickly. But at the end of the last video I was telling you that I need to get myself organised for December daily, because I've ordered some stuff from Rosie's Studio. I think it's only the second time I've ordered from them direct, and I'm not sure I will again. It's a little bit weird. I thought they were an Australian company because you see a lot of it in Australia, but I ordered direct off the website, and it's coming from China. Not that I've got anything against ordering from China, but it's obviously taken a lot longer than I expected. And even the tracking information, it's all in Chinese language, and then when I go to translate that to see where the parcel is, it just says like aircraft. It doesn't give me any information. So I prefer to shop local and support local, so I probably won't order from them again. But I do love the collection that they've got for Christmas, so you'll see that in a separate video. And actually, on that note, I did talk in the last video that I'm going to start doing my craft hauls as they happen, so I don't lose the footage and I don't lose continuity. So I will post it when it's up. But for August, my plan is to carry on in the old style, because I've already had a couple of deliveries in August, so it's about 6 minutes long. So unless the package does arrive from Rosie's Studio, I'll stick to the plan for August. Recently I have had quite a few craft haul videos because they are quick and easy to make, and I've not done a lot of crafting other than shopping, so I don't want to flood too many craft haul videos on my channel all at once. I'd prefer to spread them out. So that is that. So let's talk about my week. It has been a hell of a week, I have to say. It's been crazy. We had a couple of hospital visits, so that meant having to leave work early on a few days. It was good news. I'm back again in a couple of weeks. I'll talk about it in another video if you're interested, but basically my son was very, very ill last October and still receiving treatment and being monitored and so on. So baby steps as we go, and but part of that is he's still on steroids. So the good news was that they were able to drop it 1 milligram, which might not sound a lot, but We desperately obviously want to get him COVID vaccinated, and we can't. There's no point having a COVID vaccine when you're on steroids. It basically rules it out, and it doesn't make it efficient at all. So yeah, it's probably another 6 months before he's off the steroids completely. So it's a long time to wait for that COVID vaccine, isn't it? In Western Australia, they've recently announced this week that I think it's 16 to 29-year-olds can also go and get themselves booked in for the Pfizer vaccine. So my daughter's booked in to get hers because she's 23. My husband and I got the AstraZeneca. We're due for a second jab beginning of September, because there's that 12-week gap in between. So we've still got that to come. We had that actually the week before the government announced no more AstraZeneca for anyone over the age of 50, and I did turn 50 this year, so we just sneaked in. So I'm still on the fence. I don't know if I'm going to have it or not. There's been a lot of issues in my family for people that have had the AstraZeneca shot. So I'm debating whether to wait for the Pfizer as well, because I know in the UK they're mixing it, and hopefully Australia will follow suit as well on that score. The uptake has been very, very slow. We've been very fortunate in Australia. I could probably talk for the whole 15 minutes on this, to be honest. Maybe I'll touch on it on a later video. But where we are in Western Australia, it is the most secluded city in the world, and we've benefited from that. Unfortunately, neighbouring states in Sydney and Melbourne are really feeling it now. We're probably about 18 months behind the rest of the world. You know, we've been in this protective shell for so long. It's really hard for a lot of Australians to come to grips with it. But when you hear on a daily basis, it's a couple of hundred people that have been tested positive, and then unfortunately there's maybe 1 or 2 deaths. It does make it real. We realise, it's close by. Obviously, having family in the UK, hearing these stats to me feel like, it's so low. The numbers are so low. We're still very fortunate, but it is hard to get to grips with, and it will come in WA. We've had a couple of lockdowns over the last 18 months that have only lasted a few days. Our life has gone on the same as it always has been, apart from now and again we have to wear masks, or we've got to socially distance. Once we weren't allowed for a few days to go to the pub or to a restaurant. We've been very, very fortunate. So we can't evade COVID, unfortunately, continually. It's just not going to happen. So I just want to make sure myself and my family are protected for when that time comes. Yeah, so that was the work week. A lot of dramas as always. We had a hospital visit, which was good news. My husband's away actually. He went away this morning. He works away up north, as we call it. He works in the mines. He probably does a couple of times a month. He's electrician. He does have his own business here in Perth. I always joke that he's semi-retired because he only does a few days a week, so that affords him the ability to work away for 4 or 5 days when he needs to. And so yeah, he's away today, back on Wednesday, so 4 or 5 days for this particular trip. Some more tough news though. Our little Pooch, Fudge, our little dog, you may have seen him in some of my other videos. He turned 13 last weekend, and he's not well this week, so he's been in the vets. He's still suffering. I'm recording this on the Saturday before you see this. I'm kind of going to be a week ahead on my videos, so I'll give you an update on that next week. But at the moment, yeah, after spending a lot of time at the vets, he's still not right, and they're not sure what it is at all. We did have some good news about some house renovations we're doing. Everything's been on hold with the kitchen renovation or refurbishment because the pantry that I want to knock down is actually it's a supporting wall, so some of the joists or the beams, whatever they call them, in the ceiling, we can't knock it down. So we have waited ages to try and find someone and get a quote and get a start date for some of this work. So yeah, we had some good news in the week that it was actually going to be a lot cheaper than we thought it was going to be, which is great news. But with the vet bills this week, it kind of balances out. I'm very lucky that we can afford to pay for these vets bills. I know not everyone's in the same position, and family, pets are your family. He's 13 years old. He's like a child to us. Fudge really is the glue that binds our family together. Everything we do centres around him. He's a really integral part of our family, and He's such a great dog, and every time we have visitors they all fall in love with him because he's so easygoing. He's got a great temperament. So it's just awful, you know. They can't tell you what's wrong with them, and you just want to make sure they're not suffering or in any pain. So a bit of a tough week emotionally, trying to support him and make sure we're there for him as well. So yeah, so the good news about the renovations on the house from a financial point of view, is probably been the highlight in that respect. That was some great news to celebrate, and also the fact that they may be able to start in a couple of weeks. So, just on that, in Western Australia, the government did do some subsidies for people to try and boost the economy and get workers in, construction workers back into work. So, they gave loads of subsidies for people building or renovating or buying new houses. So, at the moment, if you want to build a new house, I believe there's a 3-year wait list to actually get it completed. So, tradesmen are in short supply. The problem we had is that even the steel that we need to replace this supporting thing in the ceiling, there's just a shortage of it. So you wouldn't think that would happen, would you, with what's going on in the world? But yeah, so as soon as we get that done, we can get our kitchen finished, which means I can get my flooring finished, and then hopefully in time, summer usually comes kind of November time here. 1st of September I think is officially spring, 1st of December is summer, but the weather starts warming up to a great temperature in November, so I don't want to be having my poor husband do any work on the house when the temperatures are like 30-40 degrees every day. So I'm hoping to get that all done before summer, and then we can enjoy it. So this video is coming to an end. I'll wrap up just talking about the card as well as we finish. You've just seen me there put a little cut apart sheet in the centre. I would normally just stamp a greeting, but I wanted to use up as many of these die cut pieces as I could, which is why I'm also doing the envelope here, as you can see. So I hope you like this. I hope to give you some inspiration. If you're not sure what to do, you've always got die cuts, cut apart pieces that you can use. Why not use them in a card as well? So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time.